Good afternoon and welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball at Hutchins Stadium in Ann Arbor. I'm Maximus Bianco, joined by Lincoln Iaquaniello. Today we've got the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Purdue Boilermakers, and Michigan so far is 1-1 in the series so far with Purdue. They've split, winning on Friday but losing yesterday on Saturday. And we're going to get the game started here in about 4 minutes. Lincoln, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking to see what Erin Hayne for the Wolverines, starting pitcher, has to offer here. She was great on Friday, allowed the Wolverines to only let up just the 1 run in that 9-run epic 5-inning victory. But yesterday, of course, tons of defensive errors left the Wolverines vulnerable and ultimately fell 13-6. So interesting to see what the Wolverines do, play a little more conservative and try to not mess up as much defensively today.
Yeah, absolutely. Michigan yesterday struggled to get through the heart of the order and the top of the order against Purdue. They were stringing together a lot of hits. They had that sixth-run fifth inning yesterday, which really gave them a big lead in the game. Hard for Michigan to surmount, unfortunately. 4 errors, like you said, defensively. If they can clean those up, they've got another good chance to win the series here today. It should be a good one.
Yeah, Michigan only 1-7 so far in Big Ten play, but still a respectable 20-13. Really hoping to climb the ranks of the Big Ten here. Meanwhile, Purdue doing a little bit better, 25-9, 5-3 in the Big Ten, hoping to move up a little bit more into those elite category, rise up the ranks.
Yeah, like you said, Purdue's coming in at 6th in the Big Ten, and Michigan's coming in tied 15th in the Big Ten. So far today, we're going to read through your lineups. Starting for the Michigan Wolverines, leadoff batter, Indiana Langford. She's in left field. And then in center field, batting second is Janisa Conway. Batting third and in right field is Lauren Putz. Batting fourth and pitching is Erin Hayne. Batting fifth as your designated player is Ella Stevenson. Batting sixth and catching is Lily Valmont. Batting seventh and playing third is Maddie Erickson. Batting eighth and playing first base is Maddie Ramey. Batting ninth and playing second base is Janelle Elacqua. And so far for Purdue, the starting lineup is going to be in center field. Batting first is going to be Chloe Banks. Batting second and in left field is Mariah Polar. Batting third and playing second base is going to be Anna Moore. Batting fourth and as your designated player today is going to be Haley Painter. Batting fifth and playing first base for the Boilermakers is going to be Bella Douglas. And then batting sixth and playing shortstop is going to be Ashlyn Campbell. Batting sixth and playing catcher is going to be Delaney Reef. Batting eighth and playing right field is Mara Condon, And then batting ninth and playing third base is going to be Kylie Franks. Lincoln, so far we've seen Mariah Polar be one of the best hitters in all of NCAA baseball, batting a .602 average on the season as she started 33 of their 34 games this season. She had a great day yesterday, going 3 for 5 with 3 runs. She's been 6 for 8 so far in the season, on the series against Michigan. How do you think Hayne can put her away?
Well, really, just have to make sure Hayne Polar has not been walked nearly as much as any of her counterparts. She likes to swing, she likes to get under it, get on base. She's the highest on-base percentage in this starting lineup with .622. So just trying to get in early, make sure that Polar doesn't get that confidence. She got that early home run in the second yesterday, really opened it up for the Boilermakers. So if Hayne can keep her a little bit underconfident here, I think it'll be a big way for the Wolverines to stay in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And being a left-handed batter, you know, she gets on base a lot because, you know, it's very typical for those slap bunts and running down to first. She can definitely put some pop in it, take a big swing. You know, she knows how to homer. She's got, 3 on the season, which is really good, but she also has 36 RBIs, leading her team in that category as well, slugging almost 800. Yeah, like once again, you know, walks very little, but really swinging at anything close. Really aggressive batter.
Yeah, and a great improvement from last year too. Of course, last year, not to scoff at, 444, 68 hits. And this year, she's only gotten better on base percentage too. She's just an elite player for this Purdue offense. So we're about to get underway right now.
All right. Once again, Erin Hayne on the mound for the Wolverines. She's going to step into the circle. She's on the rubber now, pitching to Banks. Banks attempts the slap bunt, missed and dropped by Valamont. She's going to go collect it. It's going to be 1-0 count. No outs in the top of the first.
Yeah, yesterday she had a good double. See if she can make this work.
Settles in Hayne. Here's the pitch. Slap bunt foul down the right field line. It's going to be 1-1 count. Michigan today wearing white tops with blue sleeves and blue bottoms. And then the Boilermakers, they're in their black and gold pinstripes with gold socks. Here's Haynes settling in. Here's the delivery of the 1-1. No swing, ball high. That first pitch is actually ruled a strike, so that's a 1-2 now. That was the first ball.
Banks really trying to get on base here, set up opportunity for a 2-run homer if that comes in from Polar.
The 1-2 delivery from Hayne misses just outside. Good frame from Valamont, but won't get the 50-50 call on that one. Right on the edge. Banks settles in deep in the lefty batter's box. Here's the 2-2, and it's skipped low, full count.
Yeah, Haynes really got to be careful here. Obviously, the big mental battle, what she's going to do, what Kohler's Banks is going to come out with. Swing.
Full count delivery popped up into shallow right. Falling backwards is Janelle Alakwa, and the drop step, really good execution, gets all the way to her spot and catches that one for the first out of the top of the first.
Yeah, really nice play there. Michigan playing in, of course, trying to defend off those slap bunts, and that pop-up was an easy grab there. Not too much sun today.
First pitch to Polar is a strike as she swings over it on the slap bunt attempt. Haynes settles in, delivers the 0-1 count. And that one slapped right down to Alakwa. On the one hop, she goes down to a knee, makes the quick play over to first for the second out. Yeah. That ball was hit really hard. Great play on the backhanded move, going down to a knee to stop that one, make a play on it.
Yeah, Alakwa already starting off great defensively, shutting down the second best hitter in all of NCAA softball. Excellent work there.
Here's the first pitch now to Moore. That one's going to miss just low and away. 1-0 count. 2 outs, top of the first. The second pitch catches the upper outside part of the zone. Strike one. 1-1 count. Ann Arbor yesterday went 3 for 4 with 2 runs. She's 3 for 6 so far on this series. See if she can stick with the hot bat that she had yesterday. Hayne delivers. That one's high. Fastball. 2-1 count now.
And High School, Ann Arbor, 2025 state champion with Cathedral in Indiana, and first team All-State. Excellent pickup and addition here for the Boilermakers, and a great season so far for her.
Hain delivers the 2-1, check swing, popped back into the net, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Nobody on. Michigan defense playing straight up. No corners pinched for the left-handed batter. Hain delivers the 2-2, and that one's flied into right field. Traveling back is Putz, and she's going to make the grab on that one as she camps under it. That's going to be the 3rd out of the top of the 1st. We're going to head to the bottom of the 1st now, where we're going to have Indiana Langford, Janisa Conway, and Lauren Putz starting off the bats for the Wolverines.
Yeah, excellent defensive inning there by the Wolverines. Started that exactly how they wanted. Get through the top 3 of the Purdue Boilermakers. That dangerous lineup there, all of them batting over 400, and to be able to put that away. Of course, struggled with that yesterday. So getting through that, the Wolverines is a great trendsetter for the rest of this game, and a confidence builder for sure for Hain, who again started great on Friday in that epic 9-1 victory. So again, building that momentum here. Interesting to see what Michigan will do now coming up to bat in the 1st.
Yeah, Hain really is the ace of this team. She gets a lot of volume on the rubber. She's pitched 64, now 65 innings so far this season. She's got a 3.9 ERA. Really, really crucial to the success of the Wolverines so far. And she's got a good bat, too, batting over 400 as well.
Moving up into the lineup, first up would be Indiana Langford. She's had a great year, averaging 410, averaging 397, has 30 runs on the year and 23 hits. She's looking to get on base, has a great on base percentage of 527, the best for the Wolverines so far. And had a little bit of a messy game yesterday with the 1 error, but looking to come back and show what she can do offensively here.
Brooke Perez is going to step into the circle and onto the rubber for Purdue. She's 6-0 so far this season with a 2.6 ERA. Here's the first pitch to Langford. Fastball high, 1-0 count. Langford yesterday went 2 for 3 with 2 runs, and so far this series she's 2 for 5.
Yeah, Perez, the pitcher, transferred from UC Riverside, played there from 2023 to 25, been excellent.
Second pitch, delivered bottom of the zone for a strike.
Perez,
1-1 count.
6 wins on the year, hoping to make it a 7th, and 0 losses. She's been an excellent kind of hybrid opener and closer.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-1 to Langford. Slap bunt past the pitcher, over to short. She's going to make the play. Not in time. Langford beats it out on the slow ground ball over to short.
Yeah,
and Michigan's got their first base runner of the day.
Yeah, Langford really, second that came off her bat, just bolted down first base line, and that first base ump called it well before the ball got near the first baseman.
Yeah, and it was still played well by Campbell, just the speed of Langford couldn't be beat. Here's Perez now. First pitch to Conway. That one's going to clip the top of the zone for a strike. Conway, unfortunately, went 0 for 4 yesterday, but did have an RBI. She's 4 for 6 so far this series. Second pitch, curveball, low. 1-1 count.
Conway leads the nation in triples with 6. It's been an excellent asset for getting Wolverines around the bases, including herself.
Here's Perez with the motion. The delivery hit by Conway right back to Perez. Perez is going to feel it go to first. Out at first is Conway, but Langford's going to advance to second on the ground ball.
Yeah, she was eyeing up a steal before that anyways, and with the dropped, and with Perez dropping the initial catch there, she was able to get across there and not have a double play advance.
So Michigan now with a runner in scoring position, 1 out in the bottom of the first. Lauren Putz steps up to the plate. Perez, the first pitch delivery, and that curveball is going to go low. 1-0.
Again, going to signal to Langford here. She's very much eyeing stealing that third base there. She's got 6 on the year. Michigan, not much of a base stealing team. She's always trying to get an advance there.
Perez with the 1-0 curveball delivery. That one's going to catch the bottom of the zone for a strike. 1-1 count to Putz. Infield playing straight up. Corners are back against the left-handed batter. Putz has got some power. Here's the delivery from Perez. Fastball swung at up out of the zone, and it's going to be 1-2 count. Good pitch sequencing there, getting the eyes fixed low with a couple of curveballs, one of them for a strike, and then going fast up top to get her to swing underneath. Here's Perez now, the 1-2 delivery. Ball outside. 2-2 count now. 1 out. Langford on second. Ready to score. Base hit anywhere in the outfield should score her with her speed. Perez settles in. Here's the motion in the delivery. And that curveball slapped right down to Campbell at shortstop. The throw is going to be errant. Gets away at first. And Langford's going to go all the way around third and home and score. And on the errant throw by Campbell that just gets past Douglas, the Michigan Wolverines are going to take an early 1-0 lead in this game.
The Wolverines made something out of almost nothing there. It looked like it was going to be an easy double play, but the drop there and the bad and the little bit of a mishandled throw there to first allowed that double in the air to score.
First pitch delivery to Hain, curveball low for ball 1. Yeah, and on that missed throw as well, Putz also advanced to second. So runner on second, 1 out, 1-0 count. Perez the delivery to Hain. Fastball up out of the zone, ball 2.
Yeah, Hain had a great first game offensively here, 3 for 3 with a home run. She's, of course, great offensively as well, batting over 400 at .413 on the season.
Perez the 2-0 delivery. That one's fouled into the Purdue dugout, managing to hit one of the assistant coaches.
Yeah, it looked a little bit painful there off the ankle, I would say. Popped back out, but nothing to shake off here.
Exactly. Hain, the right-handed batter, stepping in to the box, batting from open position. Here's the delivery from Perez. That fastball just inside. It's going to be third ball, 3-1 count. 1 out, bottom of the first. Michigan with a 1-run lead. Runner on second. Infield playing a little bit deeper. And also yesterday, Hain went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, so she's had herself a good series for sure. That curveball from Perez is going to miss low, ball 4. Hain's going to get the free 60 feet.
Hain's just her 4th walk offensively for the year, and now with runners on first and second, see Stevenson get into the lineup here.
Stevenson, the .244 average batter on the season. She's going to take the first pitch fastball from Perez up out of the zone, 1-0 count.
Yeah, first game sacrifice fly. Yesterday was another player with one of those defensive errors, but still with 2 batters on, just the 1 out, looking to make the most of this.
Curveball delivery from Perez. That one is going to settle in at the top of the zone for a strike.
Yeah, 7 home runs. She's still an offensive weapon here, as well as having a pretty great on-base percentage here.
1-1 curveball is going to fall low out of the zone. 2-1 count now to Stevenson. Hain on first, Putz on second. 1 out, bottom of the first. Here's the 2-1. That fastball is going to be up out of the zone. 3-1 count. Stevenson settles in deep in the right-handed batter's box from open stance. Here's the delivery from Perez. That one, check swing, or full swing, but jam job that manages to get all the way out into center field for a single. And now Michigan, once again, loading up the bases, getting another base runner with Stevenson as all the runners advance. Great start to the day so far for the Wolverines offensively, as we're going to get a mound visit for Purdue.
Yeah, Putz there, a little bit slow to get to third, hesitated for a second, but made it there in the end. And again, that throw got away and allowed her to get there safely. With the bases loaded, we'll see Valamont up to bat. The senior started 31 games, played 31 as well, and is batting .253 on the year. She'll try to widen the scoring early when she comes up here once this meeting adjourns.
She had a big day on Friday. She actually hit a grand slam, and now she's coming up today with the bases loaded again. Can she get a repeat here in the last game of the series against Purdue? That'd be quite amazing. She's got all the ducks on the pond. Can she knock them in? Right-handed batter, batting .253 on the season, 23 RBIs, 5 homers.
Certainly a feeling of deja vu here. Bases loaded. Some nice wind kind of in her favor. Not too strong, not against her either.
Perez delivers the first pitch fastball in for a strike. 0-1 count. 1 out. Yeah, wind has died down just a little bit, but anything to the outfield should work to score the runner on third. 0-1 count, delivery, fastball high out of the zone, 1-1.
Also did see a little action. Catcher and one of the pitchers run out into the bullpen for Purdue.
Getting warmed up. Here's Perez now, delivering the curveball. That one's going to just miss the top of the zone for a ball. Valmont settles back into the right-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch from Perez. That one is swung on and foul-tipped back. 2-2 count now. Bases loaded, corners in, middle of the infield deep. Michigan already with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the first. 2-2 delivery to Valamont. She's going to foul that curveball back into the netting as well.
Yeah, came up high there off the bottom of the bat. Shanks up and out. But again, trying to get anything on this. A lot of power on that. If that connected, we got a lot of airtime. Allowed some advancement of the runners.
Yeah, just a little bit early on it. Swung just a little bit over it. 2-2 delivery. That fastball is going to get blown by her, unfortunately. Perez is going to get her first strikeout of the day, and that's the second out in the bottom of the first. And that is going to bring up Maddie Erickson for the Wolverines, the third baseman, batting 172 on the season. She's got 3 home runs and 10 RBIs on the season. Can she add to her total? Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the first pitch from Perez. That curveball is going to be low out of the zone, 1-0.
Yeah, Erickson didn't even look at that one. She knew that one was low the second that got thrown. She had a great year last year, 257 with 30 RBI. Hoping to see if she can match this year.
And she's going to hit that down to third base, ground out for the third out. And thankfully for the Boilermakers, Perez manages to get out of the bases loaded jam, only conceding 1 run off of the air by Campbell, and that is going to give the Wolverines a 1-run lead heading into the top of the second. Purdue still hitless.
Yeah, that bases loaded situation, of course, familiar from that Friday game that ended with 5 innings after there's that big grand slam, and being able to work out of that must be a good confidence booster for Perez. Again, started off slow, but ended up with that nice strikeout on Valmont.
Absolutely. Up next for the Boilermakers, we've got Painter, Douglas, and Campbell. Painter on the season is a .326 batter. She's got 4 home runs and 34 RBIs. Right-handed batter. She's the designated player for the Boilermakers today.
Painter that transferred from Nevada and previously before then from Fresno State has been a great portal player for Purdue. Of course, last season she had 47 RBI, excellent there, and hoping to, she already has 34 on this year with plenty of more Big Ten play left for Purdue. Interesting to see how high she can climb up.
For sure. Painter settles in deep in the right-handed batter's box. The delivery from Hain, that fastball is swung on and tipped, foul ball. Oh, 1 count, no outs, top of the second. Infield in just a little bit. That fastball from Hain is going to catch the top of the zone for a strike. Jumping out to a quick 0-2 count.
Not the situation Painter wanted to get in. She's been swinging at all these so far. Some great sinking pitches here.
0-2 count, and that one is going to clip the front of the helmet of Painter. It's going to be a hit by pitch. She's going to hustle down to first and shake that one off, and the trainer's going to come out for a quick visit. That throw, that fastball from Hain was just a little bit off the mark.
Yeah, it started so great with the 0-2 count there and unable to secure the out. First runner on base here for the Boilermakers.
Painter seems to be okay. No pinch runners are going to come in. She's going to remain at first. We are having a quick break here while Bonnie Thrall goes to ask the home plate umpire a couple questions.
Just making sure everything's all right out there. Painter had a big game yesterday with 3 RBI. Now she finds herself on first. An opportunity here for Bella Douglas to topple the Wolverines' lead.
Full's going to head back to the dugout. She might have been questioning the legitimacy of the hit by pitch due to the positioning of Painter potentially over the plate. Not going to pan out for her as Hain settles in, delivers the first pitch, fouled back by Douglas.
That one off into the parking lot. Douglas, the freshman from Howell, Utah, is a top 20 recruit coming into this year and the #2 utility player in the class of 2025. Again, Purdue having some great scouting and great lineup this year.
The second pitch from Hain is going to be up and away. Ball 1. 1-1 count now. Corners in for Michigan's defense. Middle of the infield playing straight up. Center, left, and right also playing straight up. Haynes' third pitch is going to be just outside, 2-1 count now. Haynes resins up her hand, gets the pitch selection, delivers, and that one swung on and absolutely crushed into deep right field. That one is out of here. That's going to be a 2-run shot for Douglas, and that's going to give Purdue the lead here in the top of the second inning. That's going to be Douglas's 5th home run on the season, 27th RBI, and what a spark plug to get the Purdue offense going here in the second inning.
Yeah, she just wound up and crushed that one. Looked like it was almost going to go foul for a second, but stayed just to the left of the pole there. Made it past the 200-foot mark, down past the stands. Just a great way for Purdue to get back into this.
Haynes looking to bounce back, delivers the first pitch to Campbell, and that one is going to be high for a ball. Infield in for Michigan. Second pitch to Campbell is fouled off on the slap bunt attempt. 1-1 count.
Campbell was such a reliable player for the Boilermakers last year. Started all 50 games this year. Played and started just the 23.
Haynes settling on the rubber. Here's the delivery now. And that slap bunt's going to go down to third. Queen quick play by Maddie Erickson there for the first out of the inning. Stepping up to the plate now, Delaney Reef with the wide stance in the right-handed batter's box. Haynes, the first pitch delivery, that fastball just inside, going to catch a strike. 0-1 count.
Haynes, again, very dangerous. 3 home runs, but 20 RBI. She's an expert at getting the Boilermakers some extra runs.
And that one is flied into deep left field. Traveling back is Langford, and she's going to make the play on it for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, pop up there, a little bit of sunlight. Bright day, not too sunny though. Quite overcast here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and you could see on the way the ball was coming down, the wind got a hold of it just a little bit. Langford had to recorrect herself on her drop step to get underneath that one, but ultimately makes a play. And that first pitch from Haynes is shot into the right center gap, and it's unfortunately going to get away from Putz, and that one is going to be a double for Condon.
Yeah, Condon has one of the lower batting averages in the lineup, 156, but again, has 8 RBI, great player in tough situations, and is extending this inning for the Boilermakers, and now puts Haynes in another difficult position. Make sure she has to check her corners there.
Runner on second. First pitch delivery to Franks. That is going to catch the zone for a strike. 0-1 count. 2 outs. Top of the second. Purdue with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Frank's last game, 3 RBIs, not to be trifled with. Haynes knows this.
And that one slapped down to third base, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. Michigan managing to stop the bleeding and go on to the bottom of the second now.
Yeah, worked through a lot of the lineup there, able to get out of that. But succumbed to the Boilermakers, down 2-1.
Just to recap, Michigan managed to score 1 run off of the error by Campbell in the first inning, bottom of the first. Purdue bounced back quick in the top of the second, thankfully due to the home run by Campbell. Or, excuse me, by Douglas. Purdue. Up next for Michigan is Maddie Ramey, and then there'll be Janelle Alakwa. And then we'll go back to the top of the order with Indiana Langford.
Yeah, Maddie Ramey, really experienced player here from nearby to Ann Arbor, Allen Park, Michigan. She's, of course, a rock in this roster for the Wolverines. Played in 28 games, started in just 20, been pinched in a few times for her speed and hitting abilities.
Ramey, the left-handed batter, getting ready to kick off the bottom of the second for the Wolverines. Starts a little bit towards the front of the left-handed batter's box. Perez getting her pitch selection now. Settling in. Here's the first pitch delivery. And that changeup is going to catch the top outside part of the zone for a strike.
Yeah, really nice pitch. Again, that bit of hesitation there on Ramey. Didn't go. That fell just enough.
0-1 count, no outs. Second pitch delivery. The bunt is placed right in front of Perez, and that is going to be a missed throw down to first by Perez, and safe is Ramey.
Yeah, full extension there. Maybe with the error, could have had the opportunity to get the second, but a great extension of the play and a great bunt. Nice low. Little bit of movement. Really made Perez come out to grab that one.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a slap bunt attempt either. That one was squared up, much more usual than the running start of a slap bunt. But now, no outs, runner on first for Michigan. Here's Alakwa, gets the first pitch, check swing, tipped foul.
Yeah, Alakwa solid defensively so far today. Those two nice catches in the first inning, but a very solid end of order player for the Wolverines. 338 so far this season.
Second pitch from Perez. That fastball is going to be inside and a strike. 0-2 count as Alakwa falls behind now. No outs, runner on first. Corners in just a little bit. Middle of the defense playing straight up. Wind blowing out to center. Third pitch is going to be just low. 1-2 count now. Perez with the delivery, and that pitch was very short of the plate, but Alakwa swung anyway to fight and stay alive on it, fouls it back towards the dugout.
Yeah, yesterday 1 for 4, but had a big run, and is currently 2 for 6 in this series against Purdue.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. That fastball up out of the zone. 2-2.
Yeah, usually a replacement player, but with the errors yesterday, getting a chance to play at second here, and so far has shown her defensive capabilities. Now it's time for her to see what she can do offensively here in the lineup.
2-2 delivery. That fastball swung on and fouled back into the netting. Alakwa battling back from that 0-2 count. Back to 2-2. Staying alive here. Maddie Ramey on first. The defense backs up to your usual positions. 2-2 delivery. And that one's flied into left field and caught by Polar. She's going to get it in, and Ramey's going to have to dive back into first because she took off quick on that hit but gets back safely.
Yeah, great effort there in the outfield for Purdue. Hopped up, nice retrieval, and a great throwback to really put Ramey in a tough position for the first out of the second for the Boilermakers.
Indiana Langford coming up for the top of the order for the Wolverines now. In her first at-bat, got a single, That first pitch is going to go in for a strike against Langford. 0-1 count now. 1 out in the bottom of the second. Corners in. Running start, but no swing. That ball is going to be high. 1-1 count now for Langford.
They're really trying to play mind games, especially up along the third baseline there, trying to draw them in. So you can hit anything down the line there.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled back over the netting and down the line. 1-2 count now against Langford. Perez gets the pitch call. Here's the 1-2, and that is bunted down to short. Can it be beaten out? Yes, it can. Langford with her second hit of the day, getting that one down to Campbell at short. She tried to crash and make a play on it. The throw was not in time. And now Ramey advances to second. Langford on first. Michigan's got 2 base runners with 1 out as Janisa Conway steps up to the plate.
Yeah, great bit of hitting there and great bit of use of her speed there, getting there, beating the line. First time she got on base, using the error to advantage, but not here.
First pitch curveball low for Perez. 1-0 count. Corners playing in a little bit. Middle of the infield deep. Second pitch curveball low and away. 2-0. Runners in scoring position for the Wolverines. Can they tie the game right back up? Perez with the delivery. Conway thinks about swinging, but does not. Good take on the fastball outside. 3-0 count.
Yeah, Ramey quite a bit off second there, looking to see if she can make her way, make it corners here. But again, with just the 1 out, some bit of contact here could go a long way for the Wolverines.
Here's the pitch. Conway takes ball 4 low and away as she's going to load up the bases now. 1 out. Bases loaded as Hutz steps up to the plate.
I mean, if you want anyone up there for the Wolverines, of course you want Putz, their ace hitting so far this year. The sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, has been electric.
First pitch swung on and crushed, but unfortunately right to the second baseman Moore. And that one, line drive caught, just picked right off the shoe tops almost. And that's going to be the second out for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the second. Base is still loaded.
Yeah, great leap up there. Almost got it to second in time. Caught them a little bit off guard there just as the first swing and a good bit of contact there by Putz. But Wolverines staying in it and Purdue staying in it. So there's going to be a meeting out now for both the umps and the infield here for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, looks like they may be discussing. So in case you didn't catch that, Purdue is now challenging that play at second on the double up after the line drive being caught. Langford did dive headfirst back into the bag. However, it could have been a very quick heads-up play by the shortstop Campbell to get there in time. We're going to have to go to replay. Off of first glance, it looks like it could be overturned, but once again, the call on the field was safe at second on the dive back by Langford.
Yeah, from the angle we can see on the replay Jumbotron there, don't really get to see exactly when the ball gets in the glove there. Her foot is definitely on second, but it's a question of whether the timing of that came in correctly. And I'm sure the umps discussing this now, checking the replay. This could be a big moment for the Boilermakers too, especially getting out of the inning versus a bases loaded situation. Makes all the difference here, especially in such a tight game so early.
Yeah, and with Erin Haynes stepping up to the plate next.
She had a home run in the first game of this series too. She's got plenty of confidence against this Purdue pitching.
Here's the call. Unsuccessful challenge for the Boilermakers. Michigan is going to remain with the bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Haynes stepping in for the Wolverines. Corners in just a little bit against Haynes. Perez getting the pitch call, settling in. Here's the first pitch. Fastball is going to be over the plate for a strike. 0-1 count. Haynes walked in her first plate appearance today, back in the first inning. Second pitch delivery from Perez. That one is high out of the zone. 1-1 now. Perez in motion now. That curveball is going to find the zone. Haynes going to go behind in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, Haynes now got to work out of this just a bit more. From Poseyville, Indiana originally, a little bit closer to the Boilermakers there, but still finds her way to the Wolverines and has been an excellent asset so far.
Glad to have her.
Absolutely.
1-2 count is crushed down the line just over the third base for Haynes, and she's going to advance all the way to second and score 2 runners, and the dive head first into third by Conway is also safe, and that's going to be a 2-run double for Haynes to give Michigan the lead once again in the bottom of the second.
Haynes just hit that inch perfect, snuck it right in past there. Almost nothing can be done defensively, and just the speed of this Michigan team gets around the bases all the way back, and that's a great double for Haynes.
Yeah, even the dive by Franks couldn't get to that one, really tight roping the left field line as it goes over the bag. And now runners on second and third as Stevenson steps up to the plate. Takes a first pitch changeup for a strike.
Stevenson, 7 home runs so far this season. What can she do here?
Defense back a little bit. Second pitch delivery by Perez. That one is going to catch the bottom of the zone for the second strike against Stevenson. Michigan so far today, 3 runs off of 6 hits. Purdue, 2 runs off of 2 hits. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Here's the 0-2. And that curveball, very short, is still slapped down to second by Stevenson, and she's going in safe. And the dive back at the plate, third by Haynes, is also safe. And wow, Michigan jumping out now to a 2-run lead as Conway scores on the ground ball, fielder's choice by Campbell at short.
Yeah, got caught with too many options there and allowed the Wolverines to get runners on both corners here now. Gonna get another defensive meeting here with the infield. But again, Michigan making the most of their opportunities here. They've come out of the gate swinging, and now with 3 in the bottom of the second, have reached a 2-run lead.
Absolutely, and collecting a walk or 2 in this inning as well has helped, really loading up those bases, getting as many people scoring at once. This has been a great answer to the 2-run shot that Purdue had in the top of this inning.
Yeah. Almost looked like there was going to be the stranding there with that challenge call, but that went Michigan's way, and they've made the most of that.
Absolutely. Looks like we might be seeing a pitching change here potentially. because Perez is walking away from the circle. We are going to see a pitching change. She's going to exchange and hand the ball over to Fontenot, number 18, I believe that is. Trying to get a good look here at the number. Yeah, Brianna Fontenot, the freshman, coming into warm-up.
She's a great power pitcher for the Boilermakers, the freshman from Kinder, Louisiana. 3.73 ERA, hoping to get out of this jam here with runners in the corners.
All right, set to resume play here shortly. Lily Valmont, the catcher for the Wolverines, up next, stepping into the right-handed batter's box to face off against right-handed pitcher Fontenot. First pitch, fastball up at the top of the zone for a strike. 2 outs, runners on the corners for the Wolverines, looking to extend their lead. Second pitch delivery, that fastball slapped through the gap into left field, and that's going to score yet another run for the Wolverines as they're now going to jump out to a 5-2 lead in the bottom of the second. Great swing there by Valmont, hitting it hard on the ground through the gap, just out of the reach of the diving Campbell. And now Michigan still with 2 runners on with a good 2-out rally as Maddie Erickson steps up to the plate. Right-handed batter, here's the pitch, and she's going to swing on the first pitch down to short, and that's going to be fielded cleanly. Force play at second by Campbell, and that's going to end the big bottom of the second for the Wolverines as they tally up 4 runs to take the lead 5-2. Even bringing in the new pitcher, Fontenot could not stop the bleeding entirely for Purdue as they give up another run. However, that runner was inherited, so that is going to end the day for Perez with a total of 4 earned runs and 1 unearned run. Campbell's made a bit of a defensive comeback from her error that started off the game in the first inning, giving up that first run on the throw. She's been pretty solid defensively. A lot of balls have been coming her way at short.
Absolutely. Of course, she hasn't had too much action here for the Wolverines. Playing and starting 23 games still so far. But again, getting that confidence back be big here for her. And with this lead, they have some room to play with.
Haynes going to remain on the mound for the Wolverines as we go into the top of the third. Up next for Purdue is Banks. So they're at the top of the order now. And then there'll be Polar and Moore. Bonnie Thole is discussing with the Big Ten umpires something that is delaying the start to the top of this inning. Also speaking with third-year coach Maggie Frizzotti. They're going to break up the meeting at the plate. Play should resume here shortly.
Yeah, Frizzotti, the Boilermakers coach, led Purdue to their first winning season last season since 2020. Of course, they were that 12 seed that made the Big Ten semifinals last year and has had them off to a great start. Of course, 6th in the Big Ten so far. Michigan trying to spoil their fun so far in conference play.
Hain with the first pitch delivery to Banks. That swinging bunt is fouled out of play just outside the first base line. 0-1 count. No outs, top of the third. Michigan with the 5-2 lead.
Banks unsuccessful in reaching base on her first at bat, trying to get revenge here.
That second pitch from Hain is fouled back into the netting, 0-2.
Banks had a big double last game for the Boilermakers, trying to get something on base here to start the top of the order again.
Hain, third pitch delivery. That one is just up and out of the zone. 1-2 count now. Banks deep in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the 1-2. She's got a swing on that one, and it's fouled. Fly ball down the right field line, out of play. Remains a 1-2 count.
Yeah, some great power there from Banks. Both foul balls have been dangerously close to falling in up that first base line. She's obviously trying to catch them off on that side.
Yeah, for sure showing the pull-strong hitting here. 1-2 delivery from Hain. Banks is going to chop that one right back to Hain, and she makes the quick one-hop play and the delivery over to first for the first out of the top of the third.
Hain, strong catch, strong throw over to first, no problem getting that first out. Easy catch over there for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great defensive play, especially on the slap bunt there. Got the throw in time. Now the first pitch delivery to Polar is outside. 1-0 count. Wind blowing out strongly now.
And with Polar as such a dangerous hitter, this could be a recipe for an issue for the Wolverines.
Infield in on the slap bunt attempt. That swing is going to be a miss. 1-1 count.
Polar with batting over 600, second in the NCAA, 36 RBI, just the 3 home runs, but the conditions are right for it now.
Grounded out to second on her first at-bat on a great play by Iaquaniello in the first inning.
Winding up multiple times here for the slap bunt, but not falling exactly how she'd like it yet.
2-1 count now. The delivery by Hain. That one is swung on and fouled back. 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third.
Yeah, Ramey and Erickson, both of the corner defenders there, coming in quite a bit in anticipation there for that one, of course, foul away.
2-2 delivery is up and out of the zone. Full count now to Polar.
Interesting decision-making time here for Hain, of course, best batter. What are you going to do?
And that one is knocked through the middle of the field over second base, out of the reach of Iaquaniello, and that is going to be the first hit of the day for Polar. She's 1 for 2 now with that single, giving Purdue their first base runner here in the third inning. 1 out as Ann Arbor steps up to the left-handed batter's box. Corners in. First pitch delivery from Hain. That changeup is going to be just out of the zone. Ball 1.
Ann Arbor had a long at-bat early on, but fell there. and hoping to advance Polar here.
That changeup's going to find the zone also when Ann Arbor swings over it. 1-1 count. Runner on first. Corners in. Middle of the infield straight up. Outfield straight up. 1 out, top of the third. Hain with the delivery. And that pitch is going to catch the outside part of the plate. Strike 2. 1-2 count against Moore.
Another key aspect here is Polar. 20 stolen bases so far this year for the Boilermakers. This top of the order loves to run and catch the pitcher off guard.
1-2 delivery, and that fastball is just low out of the zone. 2-2 now. Hain settles in for the 2-2 delivery. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped down to third base. And the play is made at second to get the force out on the lead runner. 2 outs now in the top of the third. Great play there by Matty Erickson, knowing exactly where to go with the ball.
Yeah, keeping the runner on first. Change of name there with Moore now. Again, 2 outs. Runner on first. A little bit of a tough spot for the Boilermakers and Painter here.
Hain with the first pitch delivery. Fastball up out of the zone. Valamont's going to give a quick pump fake back to first base. 1-0 count now. 2 outs. Runner on first. Boilermakers looking to answer. Here's Hain with the second pitch. That one swung on but fouled down the line of left field. 1-1 count now.
Yeah, Painter, her first time up, got the hit by pitch there off the helmet and ultimately advanced and able to open up the on-base numbers there for Purdue, which helped them get their first 2 runs in the top of the second.
Hain delivering the 1-1 now. That one swung on and smashed into deep center field. That one's going to land almost on the baseball field out beyond the wall, and the wind blowing out with that fastball absolutely crushed on the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be yet another 2 runs for the Boilermakers as they're going to cut the lead for Michigan from 5-2 down to 5-4.
Yeah, that's Painter's 5th of the year, and those conditions were right for it. Wind going in her favor, crushed well over the farthest part of Hutchins Stadium here. And like you said, almost landed in the baseball stadium just next door.
Yeah, that was absolutely smashed. Now Hain delivering the first pitch to Douglas. That's high out of the zone. Ball 1. But wow, what an answer for Purdue. Both of their 2-run innings have come off of 2-run home runs now. Managing to use the big ball to get them back in the game against Michigan. Hain's second pitch now towards Douglas is going to catch the bottom of the zone for a strike. 1-1. One delivery. That one is fouled back into the stands. 1-2 now. And yeah, like you said, a little bit of revenge there for Painter. You know, got hit by pitch in the helmet in her very first at bat, and that time with a very strong statement of a swing to cut the lead in almost down to 1 for Michigan. And then on that 1-2 delivery by Hain, that pitch is swung on and hit into left field for a single for Douglas.
A lot of satisfying hits here, finding the gap there between the infield and the outfield. And again, a lot of long hits now. Seeing some conversations on the map, on the circle with Hain. But again, Purdue really opening this up now. 2-out count. Looked like they were going to get out of this fast. But Purdue, of course, extending it, cutting this close here for the Wolverines.
Looks like Hain is going to remain in the game, though, after the pitching visit. looking to continue the at-bat against Campbell. Campbell with the running start, but no swing attempted. Doesn't matter anyways because Hain puts that one in for a strike.
Yeah, the shortstop batting .404 on the year, had the pop out second base caught there earlier, hoping to advance her other runner.
Campbell, the left-handed batter, settles into the box. Here's Hain with the third pitch, and that one's grounded down to second base, and clean, quick play made by Iaquaniello over to first. That's going to be the third out of the inning to end the scoring for Purdue as they managed to tack on another 2 runs with a 2-run shot by Painter to bring the game now from Michigan having 5 runs and Purdue having 4. As we go on to the bottom of the 3rd inning, where the bats up next for Michigan are going to be Maddie Ramey and then Janelle Iaquaniello, and then we're going to go back to the top of the inning, top of the order with Indiana Langford.
Both games so far in this series felt a little bit lopsided hitting-wise. Of course, Michigan out in 5 with that 9-1 offensive mighty showing. Meanwhile, Purdue 6-13 yesterday and trying to keep the Wolverines at bay here. But again, close game, both sides. Michigan up to bat. Wind has died down a little bit. So the opportunity there earlier for the home runs, they came and were made the most of the Boilermakers.
Also very impressive defense by Michigan today so far. Their infield has played every ground ball cleanly. They had 4 errors yesterday. Today that is not the case. Still playing a clean slate on defense.
Yeah, excellent turnaround there for Michigan. Looking to get a quick start off here.
Fontenot is going to remain in the game, pitching for the Boilermakers. And stepping up to the plate is Maddie Ramey, the left-handed batter.
Ramey had the single earlier, hoping to extend her time out on the bases.
First pitch delivery to Ramey. That one is swung on and fouled down the right field line. A 1 count. Michigan with the big 4-run bottom of the 2nd, looking to keep the bats hot, keep the momentum going here in the 3rd. Here's a second pitch delivery, swung on and fouled back by Ramey, falling behind in the count, 0-2 now.
Yeah, gonna have to find a way to work out of it here. Batting .222 on the year, .262 last year. Again, has been a very solid offensive tool here for the Wolverines.
Third pitch is smacked into deep right field with the wind. That one's going to carry out of here into the stands. Ramey gets a solo homer to lead off the batting order for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 3rd. That's going to extend the lead to 2 runs as Michigan now jumps out to 6-4 lead. Wow, what a shot. That one was high arcing and just kept carrying out beyond the wall into the middle of the stands.
Came down with a loud metallic thud, and Ramey having herself a day so far. Only the 3rd, still 2 for 2. Has rounded those bases twice.
Now the 9-hitter, Iaquaniello, gets the first pitch. That fastball is in for a strike. Corners in. Fontenot with the delivery. And that fastball is going to miss outside. 1-1 count.
Iaquaniello the ground out earlier. No homers for her so far this season, but still the 7 RBI and 4 doubles to her name.
That one is swung on, foul tipped, but caught. So it's 1-2 count now. One-two delivery, miss outside. Even count now, 2-2. Defense now playing back. Iaquaniello looking to swing. Fontenot settles in. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That one, fastball outside. Is going to load up the count.
And another full count here. Fontenot trying to get her first strikeout of the day against Iaquaniello. See what she comes up with here.
Still no outs here in the bottom of the third. That one is swung on and fouled back. Staying alive is Iaquaniello. We remain at a full count.
And not quite the contact she wanted there, but keeps her at bat alive. See if she can prevent any outs in this inning so far.
Full count delivery. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away. Iaquaniello's going to draw the walk and hustle on down to first. Getting Michigan a base runner here in the bottom of the third as we go back to the top of the order. Indiana Langford stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, Langford with the 2 singles so far. We round back up to the top, hoping to extend Michigan's lead.
She lays down a bunt right back to the pitcher, and she's going to get her 3rd hit of the day. 3 for 3, all on ground balls into the infield that she's beat out. Both the first baseman and pitcher crashed on that bunt there, leaving nobody to cover first base. Another hit for the Wolverines as they now have runners at first and second, no outs.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication there for the Boilermakers. Allowed an easy placement onto first there and opened it up for the Wolverines in scoring with runners on first and second.
That's now Michigan's 10th hit through the first 3 innings, and we're not even done yet.
Oh, it's been so exciting so far. So much offense in this game for both teams.
Yeah, really teeing off here as Janisa Conway is now going to step up to the plate. She had a ground out in her first at-bat, walked her second, looking to get her first hit of the day, keep the train moving for the Wolverines. First pitch delivery, that curveball is going to come in for a strike. Iaquaniello on second, Langford on first, no outs. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Fastball smacked right up the middle of the field over second base into center field. The throw's going to come all the way back to the circle. All runners are going to advance. Nobody scores quite yet, but now the bases are loaded for the Wolverines yet again, and there's no outs as we're going to have Lauren Putt step up to the plate. Conway gets her first hit of the day, joining the rest of the team, loading up the bases, looking for yet another explosive bottom of the inning.
Yeah, no outs, bases loaded. This is a very, very rough situation for Purdue. So this top of this order has been excellent at advancing these runners here. Langford almost rounded third there, was told to hold up there by Bonnie Thole herself.
It was a very strong, good throw coming in from Banks from the outfield, so I believe that was definitely the right call.
Oh, absolutely.
Can Fontenot get herself out of the bases loaded jam? Infield in case they can make a play at the plate. Putts 1 for 2 today. Fontenot gets a pitch count, pitch call. Here's the delivery. First pitch, fastball. Inside is going to miss for a ball 1.
Yeah, Putts, the Wolverines' best hitter, 455 on the year. Knows exactly what she's looking for.
Second pitch, swung on and fouled back. 1-1 count now.
Putts has 12 home runs to her name, and that wind is looking favorable right now. If anything picks up and gets carried.
Absolutely, still blowing towards dead center. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that fastball is going to fall low. Good catch back there at the plate by Reef. Putts now waiting for the 2-1 delivery. Bases loaded, no outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and tipped and into the ground. Back out of play. Count now evened up at 2-2.
Putts last game had a very nice double. That here, of course, would send 2 runners in and open Michigan scoring up even more. Of course, they've got an excellent start to this inning. 0 outs still.
Here's the 2-2 delivery now. Putts is going to ground that one through the first base gap into right field, and that's going to score 2 runners as both Iaquaniello and Langford come home. Putts extends the lead for Michigan in what is another large offensive inning for the Wolverines. There's now runners at the corners with no outs. Very clutch hitting there with a 2-2 count, just getting it right past the first baseman into the gap for the Michigan lead now being 4 runs. It's now 8-4 Wolverines.
Yep. Putts up to 46 RBI for the Wolverines, leads the team there.
Haynes shows bunt, and the play at the plate is safe is Conway. Wow. On the throw down, the steal was attempted by Putts, and she was safe on the steal. When the play came back to the plate, Conway managed to get around the tag, even though the ball had beat her there. Looks like the Purdue coach is going to come out and talk to the umpire. However, they have already used the challenge and failed, as we remember when the bases were loaded back in the 3rd inning when they were challenging the double play call at second, the potential double play. Once again, the call here on the field is the runner is safe at home to extend Michigan's lead with no outs.
Yeah, the synchronized run there by both of the corner runners, both of them currently being ruled as safe at second and home.
All right, second challenge coming in here for Purdue. We're going to have to go to review now to see if Conway was safe at the plate. Looking up on the board, since the ball did beat her there to the plate, it's really just a matter of whether or not Reef turned to her left and placed the tag onto Conway's shoulder in time. This one's going to be tough.
Yeah, angles we're supplied with, well, just the one so far, not look great. But again, still lots of opportunities here for the Wolverines. That would only be the first out of the inning. We've been in the bottom of the 3rd here for a very long time now. Of course, ruled as 3 runs so far. We'll see if that 4th one counts. But it totally makes sense why they're going in for that challenge now. They don't want to get down 5 runs at this point in the game.
Absolutely. And if this play stands, it'll be the unsuccessful challenge by Purdue, and keep that unsuccessful 1st and 3rd defensive play that they had set up to try and get an out at the plate. either way, Putz will have her 8th stolen base on the season.
Yeah, Putt's the only Wolverine out there on the diamond, celebrating a little bit, dancing, enjoying the moment, as the Wolverines have either a 4 or 5 run lead here on this pretty nice Ann Arbor Sunday here at Hutchins.
I understand as to why this one's taking a little bit longer to look over. It's a close play. Here's the call's going to stand. Conway is safe at the plate on the headfirst dive. That's going to keep Michigan's lead at 5 runs, 9-4 game now.
Yeah, both now the second and third inning with 4 runs for the Wolverines, but no outs. This is such a pickle for the Boilermakers and for the pitcher who already came in, Fontenot. He inherited a rough situation and now has been pitched into a rough situation here in the third.
Yeah, she's also going to remain in the game despite giving up all these runs as the reliever. Michigan keeping a runner in scoring position on second, tallying 9 runs across 12 hits. On the previous play at the plate, first pitch that had come in was a ball on Haynes' bunt attempt. We still have a delay here on the field. Probably a media break if I had to guess.
Yeah, most likely. But Haynes up to bat, had the walk and the double, the RBI double earlier, and see if she's able to do it again and score another run for the Wolverines.
Haynes stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Play is going to resume here now. Fontenot stepping into the circle, settling in. Defense back. Here's the pitch. And that changeup's going to be up out of the zone. 2-0 count to Haynes.
Fontenot also gonna have to look back there at Putz. She of course just got her 8th stolen base and might try to extend or get that number up.
That one is chopped down to third base. Good play made and long throw all the way over to first by Franks. So Haynes going to be out at first, but however, on that throw, Putz advances all the way over to third and slides in safely. Trying to shake off a little bit of a stinger in the leg there on the slide. But Stevenson is coming up to the plate next, already 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, both singles. The second one with the scoring a run in. Putz really looks to be trying to walk that one off there, trying to give her a little bit more time. But now it looks like we're going to see a pitching change for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, recording only the first out here in the bottom of the third. Fontenot's day is going to end, and in comes Gossett.
Not a pretty average for her pitching there today. 35. Of course, that's not really striked out, but still a rough day for the freshman.
Yeah, could be extended here with the inherited runner still on third. 1 out. Stevenson putting any ball in the air into the outfield should be able to score the runner on third. Gossett's going to finish her warm-up here now as we look to resume play.
Gossett last year for the Boilermakers with 137 strikeouts. She was the team leader in that, so she's a strong pitcher. If anyone is going to be able to work Boilermakers out of this situation, it will be her.
First pitch delivery. That one is smacked into center field, left field gap. Caught by Banks, but that is going to score. Puts the runner on third. 2 outs now, but the lead extended as the Wolverines put up double digits in the run category. Now a 10-4 game.
Yeah, the pop-up just had a lot of distance and gave Putz a lot of time to mosey on down to home base.
First pitch now to Valamont. That one inside for a ball.
Valamont struck out for first at-bat, but had the RBI single later on.
1-0 pitch, change up low out of the zone. 2-0 now to Valamont. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Michigan already with 5 runs this inning. Here's the delivery. That one is crushed but foul down the line by Valamont. 2-1. Gossett looking to finish up what her other relief pitcher couldn't. Infield playing back, outfield straight up. Here's the 2-1 to Valamont. She takes the inside pitch for a ball. 3-1 count now.
Yeah, Valamont, dangerous hitter in this series so far. She bats at 253, but had the big grand slam in the first game against the Boilermakers on Friday. Don't want to repeat that again. Some big hitting.
She slaps the 3-1 pitch down to Campbell at short, and that is going to end the third inning. Michigan tacking on a huge 5 runs in the bottom of the third, taking a 10-4 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. Coming up next for Purdue, we've got Reef, Condon, and Franks, the bottom of the order. Also, don't forget today to tune in to WCBN's coverage of the men's basketball Elite 8 as the Wolverines take on Tennessee in Chicago.
That broadcast there will be on the FM station or online. So feel free to tune in there. That will not be found on YouTube.
Also playing today, Michigan's men's hockey is playing against Minnesota Duluth in the NCAA tournament for men's hockey. They'd already gotten a win over Bentley earlier in the tournament, looking to keep on rolling into the Frozen Four.
A lot of elite level Michigan sports in this time of year. And softball right now are putting on such an elite performance as we enter the top of the fourth.
Reef stepping up to the right-handed batter's box. Hain pitching a decent game so far, delivers the first pitch. That one is going to catch the outside part of the plate for a strike. Reef 0 for 1 today. Gets the second pitch, flies this one deep into left field. That one's going to carry with the wind all the way out of here. A solo shot for Delaney Reef to start off the top of the 4th for the Boilermakers on just the second pitch is going to get them their 5th run of the day. Really power-filled day here for both teams. A great shot for the Boilermakers as all 5 of their runs now have been scored off of home runs.
Yeah, a lot of balls reaching over the fence there. That's Reef's 4th home run of the year. She's had her second at bat here. First one was a strikeout.
Hayne delivers the first pitch to Condon as a strike. On a changeup. 0-1 count now. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed by Condon. Falling behind now to 0-2.
Condon, the sophomore from Ottawa, Illinois.
Gets the 0-2, check swing, foul ball. Already 1 for 1 today with the double.
Yeah, yesterday went 0 for 4.
This one swung on, chopped down to shortstop, and the play is made quickly and gets the first out. That's Fantucci. One away here in the top of the 4th. Kylie Franks stepping up to the plate. Hayne looking to close out the inning and bounce back from that solo shot. And Franks is going to drive that one deep into left field. That one's going to one-hop and hit the wall. She's going to dive headfirst into second with a double, swinging on that first pitch delivery from Hayne.
Yeah, just got over Langford there and was able to slide in and get in. Franks had a great game yesterday as well. 3 for 4 with 3 RBI and extending her good form here in the top of the 4th.
Haynes still pitching with a comfortable 5-run lead. However, in a bit of a jam right now as Banks comes up to the plate with a runner in scoring position on second. 1 out, and that first pitch comes in for a strike from Hayne. A 1 pitch. That one's delivered in just a little low. 1-1 now. Count even. Corners in.
Valamont keep popping up there, looking to see if Frank is gonna try to lead off and steal third there.
Here's the 1-1. Slap bunt attempted, and that one is going to sail back into the stands. One-handed catch by the fan. 1-2 count now.
It was a nice grab, almost ventured off down past the stands there.
Looks like Frizzotti's going to come out of the dugout to discuss with the home plate umpire.
Going to be a pinch runner.
So Franks is going to come off of second. In comes Kylie Carr, the freshman. Hayne with the delivery. That ball is going to sail just a bit high. Count even at 2-2 against Chloe Banks. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Rainey. Excuse me. Correction. That's Rainey, who came in for Purdue at second. My apologies. Haynes settles in, infield in, the delivery of the 2-2, slap bunt, swung down to second and fumbled by Iaquaniello. She's going to make a throw home, though, and that's going to be an out at the plate as Rainey tried to round third on the fumbled ground ball by Iaquaniello, but she makes the solid throw home. Great tag by Valamont, and that's going to be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, if you're Rainey, that's what you came in for. You're running, you're trying to get there, but the drop there allowed for the tag home, but there was a good advancement there to second from Banks to at least put a little bit of pressure here on the Wolverines.
Corners in now against Polar. That one is popped into left field, flying high, but settling under it is Langford, and that's going to end the inning, the top of the inning, as we go on to the bottom of the fourth. Michigan bats up next. I don't know if I quite like the idea of sending Rainey around third there on that play at the plate, because down 5 runs, I understand you do have to be a little bit aggressive, but however, that is more of a meaningless run and would be scored anyway if you had just left it at 1 out rather than 2 and kept the line moving along, keeping more base runners on base. Interesting decision. Of course, Rainey with the speed, but not necessarily the closest play at the plate on the head first dive.
Yeah, obviously it's an aggressive move to try to claw back some runs here, but again, that throw came in a little bit faster than anticipated, and when that came in, you just knew that was going to get a tag. Of course, she had to come off the line a little bit more than she would have liked to. Made her reach around a little bit slower to try to tag home. Led to an easier tag out at home there for the Wolverines.
And although Iaquaniello did bobble that ball just a little bit, I don't think it got quite far enough away to look for an advancement of a runner.
No, that was still thoroughly on the baseline there. Not as far out as I think she probably thought it was.
However, up next for Michigan, Maddie Erickson, and then later in this inning we're also going to see Maddie Ramey and then Janelle Iaquaniello. Erickson 0 for 2 today. Gets the first pitch, fastball high out of the zone. Second pitch delivery, fastball low and away, 2-0 count. Erickson's at bat in the second inning did extend the scoring for Michigan, however, when she had that fielder's choice that she hit to Campbell at shortstop, and when Campbell tried to make a play at third but couldn't. So, and this pitch, the 2-0, is flied into the left center gap and caught, however, for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. That was Polar out there making the play, running into the gap.
Yeah, not as much distance, and the wind wasn't picked up at that very moment. Did not quite get there. Nice catch there for Polar on the warning track. And a good slice and a good bit of contact, but just not quite enough for Erickson.
Ramey 2 for 2 today with a homer. Going to take that fastball right at her head, ducking out of the way for ball 1. Ramey's homer in the third was a solo shot. Singled in the second. She's got corners in against her. Wind blowing out now. Swings through that fastball, even up the count at 1-1. 1 out, nobody on.
Yeah, she saw her opportunity there with the close infield and that wind. But again, just a very nice pitch there from Gossett.
Gossett delivers. Fastball up out of the zone. 2-1 now.
Got Ramey trying to read those a little bit better. Fastballs rising so much there these last two.
2-1 delivery. That fastball is going to find the zone, however, even up the count back at 2-2. Only fastballs here from Gossett.
Yeah, nothing but gas. And again, with the different placement there, really trying to throw off Ramey's vibe.
2-2 pitch fouled back over the stands.
Yeah, that one off into the parking lot. Still just the one out, and hoping to see if she can get another solo home run here to extend the lead.
Ramey settling in, starting from an open stance, narrow stance. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3. That's going to be the first strikeout of the day for Gossett, and that is going to be the second out in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, excellent round of pitches there for the righty. Got 2.59 ERA. It's been an excellent asset for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, just really firing into the zone that whole at-bat. But here's Iaquaniello up now, 0 for 1 with a fly ball and a walk. She's going to swing and smash that one on the ground into right field. It's missed and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. She's rounding second, heading for third, sliding in safely is Iaquaniello, and she is going to have herself a 3-base hit. A nice spark plug for the Michigan offense, maybe looking to continue their trend of having scored in every inning thus far. It's going to be interesting to see how that one is ruled, because although Condon in right field had a chance to make a play on the hard-hit ground ball, she did not come in contact with it as it got by her. So that could be a clear triple on the ruling.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to get ruled as a single, an error, and then an advancement there.
Indiana Langford coming up for her 4th plate appearance now. She's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Condon comes in from right field to add a 5th infielder on defense. They're loading up, playing in. Second pitch outside, 1-1 count now. Iaquaniello on third. Indiana Langford looking to extend the lead. Third pitch incoming. That one is slapped over the infield and into left field. That's the 4th hit for Langford today. She's 4 for 4 with 4 singles, getting her first RBI of the day as the run produced on the advancement from the air comes in. And wow, Michigan now tallying 11 runs, continuing their scoring, having scored in all 4 innings so far today, getting a 6-run lead.
Now Langford, she getting those singles today, and it's really been a very bright spot on this incredibly bright roster today for the Wolverines.
First pitch delivered to Conway, swing and a miss, 0-1. Infield back, playing at normal depth again. But yeah, that was a great piece of hitting from Langford there. She knew exactly where to put it, working away, swinging to the opposite field, and dumping it right down the left field line over the heads of the infield playing in. And now Conway's going to shoot this one down the left field line, and unfortunately caught and played by Poehler. And that is going to end the bottom of the 4th for the Wolverines. Once again, extending that lead, getting yet another run, answering the Purdue run that came in the top of the 4th.
Maybe not as exciting as the 3rd here in terms of total runs, but a much better defensive outing there for the Boilermakers. Still 1 run apiece there for both Michigan and Purdue.
Looks like Michigan is, however, going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 5th, as Hain is going to come out of the game, and in goes Gabby Ellis, the junior, throwing right-handed.
Yeah, Gabby Ellis, the transfer from Mercer, played there in 2024-25. She had a 2.48 ERA there and pitched 113 innings. So she, an experienced player, got a lot of time for her impact to be felt here for the Wolverines.
For sure.
And her ERA this year is still quite excellent with a 2.74 and is the leader in this bullpen, 8-3 for starts.
All right. Now for the top of the fifth, here's Gabby Ellis set to face off against Anna Moore.
Moore batting a clean 400 on the year so far. Hasn't been the one run today.
Yeah, reached base on a fielder's choice in the third. Oh for 2. She steps into the left-handed batter's box from a wide open stance. Here's Ellis to deliver the first pitch. That fastball is going to be just low, ball 1. Here's Ellis to deliver the second pitch. That one just low yet again on the outside part of the plate, ball 2. Infield playing straight up for the Wolverines. Two-0 delivery. That pitch once again in the same spot, just outside the bottom of the zone. 3-0 count now to Anna Moore.
Not the start that Ellis was looking for. If anyone will be able to pitch out of this, it'll be her. Team leader in ERA.
And that's going to be a 4-pitch walk towards Moore. She's going to take that free 60 feet and get Purdue a leadoff base runner with no outs here in the top of the 5th.
14th walk there for Moore on the year. We get deeper into this order for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, Moore gets on base a decent bit, almost 500 in that category. And that first pitch delivered to Painter is popped up deep a little bit behind third, and it's caught and played cleanly by Vantucci. That is going to be the first out of the inning. Excuse me. That was Kylie Carr at short. Vantucci looks to have been substituted out. First pitch from Ellis to Douglas. That one's going to find the zone. Change up for a strike. 0-1 count. 1 out. Runner on first. Michigan has the corners in a little bit. Rest of the defense straight up. Here's Ellis with the delivery. That one is swung on, and great play on the left-hand side for Maddie Erickson on the one hop. Just picked it clean off the ground with a quick sidearm throw to first.
I thought
Could have been a quick short hop, or could have been picked off the ground as a line drive. That's what the umpires are discussing here, and they're going to say it was a line drive picked off the ground. There's no hop before it got into the glove of Maddie Erickson, and that's going to be a double play since the Purdue runner advanced from first to second unknowingly, and that is going to end the top of the inning for the Boilermakers as they put up a goose egg in the 5th. On come the Michigan Wolverine bats.
Yeah, Erickson there with a great play. Get down low, get that catch, sling it over to first, and retire the side.
Yeah, good heads-up play there too, making sure to, step on first, knowing that the runner had advanced and make sure that, you're getting both outs either way.
Playing for all scenarios, these Wolverines.
Michigan today already put up 11 runs on 14 hits. Can they keep that momentum rolling? So far scored in every inning, put up 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Lauren Putz coming up next for the Wolverines. Remaining on the mound for Purdue is Gossett. Here's the first pitch delivery. That fastball up and out of the zone, 1-0.
Putz has the fantastic .575 on base percentage, leads the Wolverines in that aspect.
And so far today, she's already 2 for 3. She had a very clutch single back in the third to drive in 2 runs. As she takes that second pitch from Gossett, low and away for ball 2. Here's the delivery of the 2-0. That fastball had the right height just outside. 3-0 count now. Looks as if they're pitching around one of Michigan's strongest hitters. 3-0 delivery. That one is going to clip the top of the zone. 3-1 count now.
The infield too shifted back just a bit, trying to play the fact that they think Putz is just going to drive through this, put as much power as she can on it.
Putz gets the 3-1, takes it low, and she's got a free 60 feet as she heads on down to first, drawing her first walk of the day. And bringing up next, Erin Hain.
Putz gets walked quite a bit for the Wolverines. That's her 30th free 60 feet this season.
Back in the second inning, we saw Hain hit a double down the third base line to score 2. Right now, she just took strike 1 from Gossett. She's got the infield back. Runner on first, no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Second pitch delivered, swung on and flied just a little bit over the head of the third baseman and into left field for a single. And now the Michigan Wolverines have got themselves yet another rally building up as they've got 2 base runners on, no outs. Ella Stevenson up to the plate next.
Wolverines love themselves today in scoring position, runners on first and second, and already up 6 runs. I mean, this just feels so dangerous. Like, what else can they do? And the wind again picking back up a little bit, again straight through center field. So potential for something to carry over the fence.
Stevenson already 2 for 3 today. She had a sacrifice fly in the third. Single in the second, and then the first she had a single as well. Corners in against Stevenson. Runner on first and second, no outs. Stevenson steps out of the box, gets a couple dry swings, steps back in now. Open stance in the right-hand batter's box. Gets the second pitch, lays down a bunt. That one is picked up and called fair, but Stevenson is going to beat it out anyway. The bunt down the third base line looked like it had just rid the line, and the Purdue Boilermakers cannot get an out here in the bottom of the 5th as the bases load for the 3rd consecutive inning for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Douglas there, the freshman over on first, just unable to get the tag down. And now, no outs, bases loaded for the Wolverines. And who do they see up but Valamont, who again had the walk-off grand slam in that first game.
Can she do it again? That would extend Michigan's lead to be 10 if she were to hit a grand slam, which could potentially end it here.
Yeah, trigger a mercy rule there and end this game early, just like the first one against the Boilermakers.
And just going back, since we have a little bit of a break with a pitching visit at the circle, is when Franks made that play on the bunt down the third base line, her throw had come down the first base line a little bit more towards home plate, and that's why like Douglas had to come off the bag rather than tag the bag and could not lay down the tag on Stevenson as she ran by.
Some cheers going around, play resumes. They just flashed up the basketball score 2. Spirits are high here.
And Valamont smacks that one into shallow left field. Diving was Polar. She can't get it, and that's going to be a single for Valamont as she drives in 1 run and keeps the bases loaded. No outs for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 5th. They've scored yet again now in 5 consecutive innings, really tacking on to their massive total, 12 runs now on the day to take the 7-run lead.
Got Valamont's second RBI of the day. And again, second single. She's really propelled this offense here at the bottom of the order.
Absolutely. Maddie Erickson takes that first pitch from Gossett for a strike. 0-1 count now. Erickson looking to join the club of hits on this team. She's 0 for 3 today. And she's going to get hit by pitch right off the elbow guard on the left arm, and that's going to drive in yet another run. An RBI hit by pitch, and that is going to end the game for the Wolverines. A walk-off hit by pitch to score the 8-run lead in the bottom of the 5th, ending this game a little bit early as Michigan takes the series against the Purdue Boilermakers. They win the series 2-1, getting a win today and a win back on Friday, knocking down this 6th ranked in the Big Ten Purdue team and getting their 2nd win at home all season are the Wolverines. That's going to bring their total up to 21-13 overall on the season. 2-4 at home this season, and wow, what a great offensive showing from the Wolverines. Lincoln, what has been your favorite part of this game?
I just love how everyone has gotten a piece of the action here. I mean, even Erickson there hadn't had a hit, contributes still with the hit by pitch there. That's always a fun way to end the game, something you don't get to see very often. And again, the Wolverines with their 2nd mercy rule against Purdue, just tons of runs, tons of it's just such a fun atmosphere, and they always put on a great show here at Hutchins Field.
Yeah, after a little bit of a slow start in Big Ten play, looks like the Wolverines are finding their groove. They are showing out, and that's going to end the game with the 13-5 victory for the Wolverines, tallying 16 hits today across all innings, scoring in all 5 innings they played. And that is going to end it for our broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in to WCBN Sports for this coverage of Michigan softball at Carroll Hutchins Stadium. Have a great afternoon. Make sure to tune into all of our other games this afternoon with hockey and basketball. And have a great afternoon. And as always, go blue.